What is up, Buttercup? Welcome to your general timeless reading. This is for all Virgo placements, so take what resonates, leave the rest, and do not force it to fit. We're going to be using Spellcasters and Grand Lux Tarot today. And let's get into it, Virgo. Let's see what's going on for you, my dear. Virgo. What do we have for you, Virgo? I don't know why they just showed me like a retro kind of, not retro, oh my god, like 90s, you know, like beaded necklaces and like hair in like a pigtail with like these fuzzy, I don't know. So this could be like you're going back to your childhood or you're going back to your past in some way. It feels very playful though. It feels very playful. Like I'm ready to just go. It makes sense. Mercury's home in Gemini. So if you're really getting clear about what it is that lights you up at this moment in time, it's because your planet Mercury is home in one of its signs, right? So let's see. Yeah, Ten of Swords, beautiful. I know some of you are like, what the F do you mean beautiful? It means that you're coming to the end of something that was clouding your judgment or your perception or your form of communication, right? And that's what I mean. Mercury is direct. So whatever we've been struggling with on a mental perception level, it is now clearing out. And so that's why the Queen of Swords is next to it. You're going to be like, okay, I'm putting an end to the blindfold I once had on, or to the lack of clarity I had about how I feel or how I think about myself, right? Because the feminine is this nurturing, present, receptive, intuitive energy. And so with the Queen of Swords in reverse, the thing that you're releasing or putting an end to is the lack of clarity or trust in your own intuition. Tower. Ooh, Death in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse. Who is this? This isn't you. This is somebody else. It feels very different. This person's struggling to let go of you. Okay, I don't like dynamics like this. They literally make me feel icky reading. This is like if you have healed and you're learning a lesson and you were in a dynamic that was toxic and that's what you're healing and you're growing, but they're kind of like struggling to do their own work. I'm not gonna lie, this feels like a parent to child. Regardless of your age, it just feels like parent to child. It feels very much like one is healing and the other is just stuck. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels like the child. It feels like the child because it feels like an authoritative figure is trying to pull them back down, and like the audacity to think that you know more than me or you're better than me. And it's like a lot of ego feeling. And it's wanting this power, this control, because they're struggling to just be vulnerable and say, hey, like I'm hurt or I'm scared or I'm struggling to move through this. So this person's gotten clarity. They've ended their mental anguish, right? So they're ascending. They're going to this new frequency, whereas this person is still probably experiencing their Ten of Swords in some way, or have not yet progressed through the 10. Bottom of the deck, we have the King of Cups. Yeah, so it's a true pair. That's a true pair. True pair. I like it. I like it. I do. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this queen is the king. I feel like logically they're feminine, emotionally they're masculine, whereas emotionally this one's feminine, logically they're gonna be masculine. Because our masculine and feminine energy, we use it in different ways, and that's why we have 4 suits, okay? So just be mindful that this is the same person, and then this will be something else when we clarify. I'm not trying to confuse you, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. I'm really pulled towards this individual, so I want to start with them. They said not yet. They said start with the Tower. Okay, well, we'll start with the Tower. I'm not gonna lie, the Tower actually feels really good. It feels like a big weight coming off my chest. It doesn't feel, yeah, it feels like a release. It just feels relief is what I would call it. It feels like relief. Yeah, 9 of Cups. It does. It just feels like, oh, I love myself again, right? I love who I am. I love myself again. I just keep wanting to say that, like, I love myself again. And typically the 9 of Cups is like, oh my gosh, I'm emotionally filled in all areas of my life for myself. But this feels like someone finding their sense of self-worth. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. It feels like I love myself again. That's all I just keep hearing. And if you know me from Patreon, when I repeat things, it's because it's just reeling in my brain. I don't want this. What else do we have on the Tower? Okay, this is the other person coming in now. Yeah, 5 of Wands, Fool in reverse, 2 of Cups. It's a very power struggle rooted energy. I don't like it. And it's even more frustrating because they recognize it's a strong relationship. It's not going anywhere, but they want this new beginning to happen how they want it. They want it on their time. And there's this aggression, this just like, no, it has to be done like this, and we have to talk about this. And it's just like, oh my God, just like, can you just take a breather? Can you go for a walk, drink some water, hydrate, you know, insert SpongeBob dehydrated GIF right next to me, GIF, whatever you want to call it. It's a very aggressive energy. Let's look at death in reverse. The person you're dealing with is really struggling with taking their blinders off. And that's the best way I could put it. It's taking the blinders off, like saying, like, listen up, buttercup, like, it's not going to happen the way that you want it to. And it's not going to happen the way I want it to. It's just going to happen the way that it's meant to. It is what it is. They have a need for control because they're sitting in a lot of fear of getting hurt. And that's very common. When we're in fear, we want control to make us feel safe because we don't feel in control of ourselves. And welcome to the way that your nervous system works when it's not regulated. So death in reverse, you have the Two of Pentacles, Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. They're like, do I want to go into this new cycle that's really healthy? I don't know. Healthy makes me uncomfortable. Let me sabotage and go back to the pain and anticipation of all the pain because that's what I'm used to, right? The 7 minus the 3 gives you a 4 swords. So they're going through the lesson of I could self-sabotage or I could heal and overcome my pain. That's what would lead to the new beginning. They're like, do I want to do it? And the divine's like, you're going to end up healing. Like it's part of your path. I'm going to push you there, right? That's why you have a major arcana. Major arcana are universal energy. Minor arcana like aces to tens and court cards. Well, aces to tens are your day-to-day free will activities. Court cards are your people, right? Your characteristics and personality. My goodness. Okay. My heart hurts for this person because it's just not a fun place to be. I'm not going to take all of those. There's way too many. Tell me more about this Queen Knight energy, the Queen of Cups. Thank you. There it is. Yeah, this is such an uncomfortable energy to read as a reader because you quite literally start to feel what it is they're feeling. And it's like this anxiety, and that's what's driving their need to control. It's not that they want to control things because they're controlling. They are controlling because of their fear. Because their lack of feeling safe in themselves. And so they want to protect themselves. And so to protect themselves, their first instinct is to control, and be aggressive or be pushy until they get that control. It might even come across manipulative with the Knight of Wands there. I don't like the Knight of Wands. It's like emotional manipulation. Like, you don't understand like how you're making me feel. And it's like, no, I do, but you know, I can't reach inside of you and take it out, but I can't apologize for my actions that caused that emotion. But other than that, like, I can't reach inside of you and make it go away. You have to choose to accept my apology, or you got to figure out why you're holding on to it, right? A lot of times we hold on to things that are external to us because they don't want to look at the internal. We need something to blame. So let's look at this Queen of Cups, Knight of Wands. Yeah, judgment and death. Yeah. It's coming. They're going to get you. They're going to get you, and you're going to have to heal. Sorry, honey bunches of oats, but it's time. Distortion don't look good on you. It don't. It don't. It look ugly. You're too beautiful to be looking like that. Don't do it to yourself. This is someone who's like, they have a really big heart. They're really good at building and providing and creating, but they might go a little overboard and tap into that manipulative tendency to get what it is that they want because they have their blinders on. They're very rigid in their opinion and their approach to things. And the universe is like, listen, like, it's okay to be creative. It's okay to be passionate, but you got to allow your soul to evolve and create on a soul level, not out of your ego, right? Because your intuition and your ego, or your soul and your ego, are two very different things. When you work from your intuition, you accept challenge as an opportunity and as like a journey. It's something that you get to explore and have fun with. The ego experiences challenge as something to fear or something that is uncomfortable in a debilitating way. And so that's kind of what they're working through. So let's look at the Queen of Swords over here. Let's look at this other, Temperance. They're like, I am peaceful and healing. I ain't trying to deal with all this. The bottom of the deck is the Six of Cups. Yeah. They're like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Keep it over there. Keep your bullshit. It's not mine to carry. You can carry it. I've carried mine for a long time with my hands tied, right? They're like, I love you, but I cannot reach inside of you. I can't reach inside of you. And like the perfect example of this is like children and parents, which is kind of what we're talking about here. That's what we felt with it. But like children, as we grow up, as we become adults, like whatever toxic behaviors we learned in our family environments, or just like relationships that were the examples of relationships for us, our parents or those people cannot reach inside of us and get rid of that belief. It is up to us to create a new story, right? To create a new lens to see it through. And this person's working through that, which is why they're at the 10 of Swords, right? Their thought, communication, and perception, swords, the intellect, the mind. Whereas this person is still working towards that. And since they don't have that new lens, that's why it's affecting them emotionally and on a foundation level, right? Because they're still telling themselves a story and then seeing through that story. So emotionally, they're like, oh my gosh, I'm unworthy. I'm not enough. I'm incapable of creating like things that are stable, right? Because they're seeing through that distorted lens. And so that's what's coming to an end for them. And this is typical. It's typical because it's this piggybacking. One person evolves and then it challenges the other to rise to the occasion. And then they'll evolve and same thing, right? Bottom of the deck, you have the Six of Cups, which tells me that they're healing aspects of their past right now and coming back into balance. And the same thing's going to happen for this person. Let's look at the King of Cups. Yeah, Emperor in reverse. They're slowly transforming into this Emperor energy, this individual over here, which is a very stable, very reliable, very in charge of their own life energy. They're working through their own controlling tendencies. Bottom of the deck is the Knight of Pentacles, and that's why they're not taking action on this dynamic yet. I think this person's aware that if they were to take action into this dynamic right now, it wouldn't be healthy or balanced. It'd actually be something that would butt heads because they both have controlling tendencies, but for different reasons. I feel like this individual is more hypercritical of themselves in how they produce. Whereas this one is more hypercritical in regards to what they produce defines their worth, right? This is just like, well, it needs to be good, right? It needs to be good. Like they're just hypercritical, like the perfectionist kind of thing. Whereas this one, it feels more rooted in their worth, which they could share it. They could both be a self-worth thing, but it just feels like they have the same lesson of control that they're dealing with in different forms. So just be mindful of that. But Virgo, this is what I have for you. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. If you want to learn how to read tarot, astrology, natal charts, numerology, I have an entire course that covers all of those aspects. It just went live beginning of this week, actually. And so the first 15 people to sign up get 50% off the entire course. So go ahead, check that out. I also am accepting new students as of July 1st for my Reiki and Shamanic Healing Mentoring Program. It's a 4 to 6 month long program. It includes all 3 levels of Reiki to be certified in, as well as quantum or shamanic healing, same thing, different name. And we have 3 90-minute one-on-one sessions together every month. Regardless of how long your program is, 4 or 6 months. It's 3 times a month for both programs. And then you also have an online course that works in tandem with what we cover, workbooks, handouts, printables, meditations, audio files, all that stuff for you to continue your practice and your studies at home. So it's something that really helps you come together. Both of my courses really help you come together in regards to your own spiritual higher self, as well as bridging that here with the physical world, as well as learning how to do energy healing and or tarot. Okay. So go ahead, check it out. Check out my website. Got a lot of bundles on there, personal readings, Reiki sessions as well. And like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.